Thank you for tuning in to Uncovered Scars with your girl Dorcas P. Are you tired of living in the darkness of your past? Are you ready to walk in your truth? Are you ready to uncover the scars and show the world that healing is possible? If so, you've tuned into the right place. I am here to help you turn your hurt into healing, your trauma into triumph, and your pain into purpose. I will be providing biblical and practical tools and strategies that will help you uncover the wounds and scars of your past and walk in the abundance of God. So strap in and enjoy the ride. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to episode 1 of Uncovered Scars with your girl Dorcas P. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the process of breaking your silence or uncovering your scars. So, when I think about the word process, to be honest, I think about when people used to put processes in their hair. Yeah. But I also think about just steps you take to get to your desired end, what you want to accomplish. And so I decided to look up the word process in the dictionary, and it is defined as a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. So, in layman's terms, a process is pretty much instructions or a path to get to where you want to go or get what you want. Okay, let's look at some examples. Think about baking a cake. When you're baking a cake, you're following a specific recipe or a process. And in that process or recipe, you're given specific steps, specific ingredients. And your goal is to come out with a delicious cake. Now, if you've ever baked a cake, you know if you leave out any part of any of those ingredients or any of those steps in that process, you're not going to get your desired goal, which is a good cake. All right? So think about it. What good is spaghetti without the sauce? What good is mac and cheese without the cheese? All right? You get it? You sure? All right, let's go. Now, we are all born with a God-given purpose. And it would be great if we just woke up one morning and say, voila, I'm walking in my purpose. That would be too easy, right? Exactly. You know, in order for us to walk in our purpose, God has to take us through a process. And that process is vital to our purpose in life. And sometimes, you know, our process or the path that we have to take to get to our purpose, it includes hills, it includes valleys, it includes trials, it includes tribulations, it includes ups, downs, it includes a lot of things because God has to strengthen us along this process so that we will be equipped to handle our purpose or the end goal that He has desired for us. So you can't just wake up one day and say, okay, I'm in my purpose. There has to be a process in order for you to be able to walk in your purpose. Understand? All right, let's continue. So now I want to take a little bit deeper. I want to look at it from the perspective of the process that Jesus had to take, or the steps or the road that He had to take to get to His purpose or to fulfill His purpose here on earth, or His purpose overall. So, and if you think about it, if you've studied the Word, if you understand His story and everything that happened, Jesus had several purposes. He was sent to restore, get things back in order. He had to show us like God's glory. People can tell you stuff all day, but to see it, he said, you can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? Like, he talked the talk and walked the walk. So he revealed the glory of God. You know, he had to teach us, he had to minister to the people. And in ministering to the people, he was revealing God's glory, you know. And, you know, he had to do all of those things. You know, his greatest purpose was so that we can have life and life more abundantly. But there was a process. And so I wanted to talk about some of the things that happened along his process. First of all, the dude was betrayed. Like, his homeboy just stabbed him in the back. Not just one time. Like, he kept doing it. Like, he did it more than one time. That was a part of his process. And I know many of us can relate to that. He had to carry the burden and the weight of all of our mess. Like, not just my mess, not just your mess, but everybody's mess. So his homeboy stabbed him in the back. Then he had to carry all of our mess around. On top of that, they lied on him. Like, they kept lying on him and told him that we don't want you. So here he is trying to fulfill his purpose, and you got your homeboy stabbing you in the back and betraying you multiple times. You sitting here while you're carrying the sins and the burden of the sins of everyone that you're trying to, you know, heal or minister to. They lying on you. They're telling you that they don't want you. And to top it all off, they beat him. They spit on him. They nailed him to a cross. I mean, they pierced his side. And then he had to die. Like, he died. Like, Dornell died, dead. His process involved him dying. So it's like, yes, oh my God, his process had so many amazing heals. You know, he healed people, you know, he ministered, he performed miracles, all those things. But his process included the good and it included the bad. And when we think about the bad things that happen, betrayal, you know, being lied on, rejected, having to carry the weight of ungrateful people, having to just die. All of that had to happen in order for him to fulfill his purpose. Because if he didn't die, he couldn't rise again with all power in his hands so that we can have life and life more abundantly. So as you see, there is a process to it all. And you can't skip steps. Now, you may try to skip steps along the process, but what good would it do? Because God has already laid out the recipe, the roadmap of the process in order for us to fulfill his purpose. So, I know it seems like a lot, but I promise you, the process is worth it because the purpose is so sweet. It is the icing on the cake. It is the cherry on top because your purpose cannot be fulfilled without the process. So, your process has a purpose. And I just want you to just think about that. Your process has a purpose, and that purpose is so that you can fulfill your purpose. Until next time, I want you to remember that you won't always get it right. So give yourself grace. the grace that God gives us when we don't get it right. I love you. Peace. All right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you will be notified of the next video.